Hi and welcome back to the workshop. Over the next few episodes, you're going to see us perform 5 tests that are going to help us understand what exactly is going on in this engine bay. The first, a compression test. I'm going to show you how it's done, and then we're going to talk about why it is so important. Now I know what you're thinking. That's a damn sexy Merc. But forget about that for now. We're focusing here. In order to perform a compression test on your 944, you will need a 21mm spark plug socket, a ratchet and extension, and a compression tester. What we're then going to do is we're going to pull the various plugs. Under normal circumstances, I'd do this one at a time, but because we're in such a clean workshop, let's do them all at the same time. While we are doing a compression test, one of the first places we can look for information is actually on our spark plugs. In this instance, what you see over here is a little bit of oily buildup. Then you see a little bit of carbon buildup, but I'm not concerned about either of these. What I'm really chuffed about though is how dry and how clean the head is. With the plugs removed, what we now need to do is disconnect the coil and also the fuel pump relay. We want to try and avoid any fuel or ignition mishaps. What we're going to do now is we're going to go from cylinder to cylinder, turning the engine over about 10 times on each. This is going to allow this device, a compression tester, to tell us what's happening with the valves and with the rings. .140 psi. I'm pretty chuffed with that. Anything lower than about 100 would indicate that we've got a problem. Now let's check the rest. So far so good. We have 140 on cylinder 1, 140 on cylinder 2, 2 more to go, and then we'll talk about what these numbers actually mean. So this engine seems to be in really good nick. 140 on cylinder 1, 140 on cylinder 2, 135 on cylinder 3, but then back up to 140 on cylinder 4. What we're looking for is not so much the total amount, which could indicate something. Rather, we're looking for the spread, the variation between the different cylinders. Anything above 10 to 15 psi in that variation could indicate a need to ask a few more questions. So why are we doing this test in the first place? There are 2 main reasons. The first, we want to check the integrity of our head gasket. We also want to check that the head isn't warped in any form or fashion. Both of these issues would lead to coolant and water plus oil mixing in the cylinders, and that would be a disaster. The second reason, we want to make sure that our piston rings and our valves are making good contact. This is going to allow for maximum compression as the piston is moving up and down. We're going to get maximum performance out of our engine. So this engine seems to be in really good condition, and I'm pretty happy about that. That's the end of this video. We'll see you in the next test.